Welcome to your 5 minutes of self-care. So I'm back online and I'd like to speak to you today about gratitude. Gratitude is such a powerful emotion and it's in a higher frequency, which means whenever you feel down, you feel sad, angry, or you're grieving, try to find a moment of gratitude. When you start in the morning and you list 5 things that you're grateful for, and when you go to sleep, before you sleep, list 5 things that you are grateful for. It has such a profound impact on our lives. I share with you now a little bit of an insight for the last 6 weeks I have experienced. So I've been practicing Tai Chi Qigong for the past 6 weeks, traveling in Thailand on my own, which normally in the past I would have been very scared. When I was younger, about 7 years ago, I would have not done that most likely because I had a lot of different fears inside of me. And I've been traveling by myself, walking in the dark by myself because I was very scared of the darkness 7 years ago. I started riding the scooter again, even though I had 2 accidents in my own scooter about 2 years ago. So I overcame the fear of sitting on a scooter and riding it. Sometimes too fast, so I have to be careful with that. And being in Thailand, being in Asia again after COVID, that was definitely a great experience. And Thailand is such a beautiful country and people are very friendly and just a lot of open-heartedness. And then I'm starting to pray again to the ghost house and what my grandmother used to pray every morning and evening when I came back home to Indonesia, when I grew up there. So I started praying again, having all these little rituals. And I'm profoundly grateful for all of these little things that actually make a difference every single day. And being able to open up this heart space again, which was not easy because I think all of us in the daily lives, and especially when you work on a boat, on a yacht, we have a tendency to protect ourselves and to close up because we don't want to get hurt. And I think the amount of tears I've cried in the past 6 weeks to just let go, let go, let go. And the massages that I had that were really painful to release all the knots and gratitude for that. I mean, I know some people would say like, why are you grateful for these tough lessons, the hard lessons, going through pain? Because you feel lighter once you get out on the other side. Yes, I know. And this is something what I spoke to about today to a young lady. And I said to her, you can either continue living the way how you're living or you want to change. This is your choice. And healing is not easy. It's never easy because you go inside of the pain, or we call it also in Tai Chi Qigong when we go into the burning sensation, when our muscles can get really tired and we stand in one position for 10 or for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And you start shaking. And you start shaking. And this is the same thing in life. There are moments where our resilience, our patience, our perseverance, our willpower, our self-discipline is so tested that you're like, okay, I don't know if I can do this any longer. I don't know if I really want to do this any longer. And you have all these voices in your head. And these voices they're just your mind sabotaging yourself, because we human beings are way stronger than we think. Now you would ask me, why would you want to choose that, or why would you want to prove yourself? It's not about proving yourself anything. It's about understanding yourself, understanding and unconditioning each layer of your own existence that you have created within the last years of your life. That, I'm saying this very deliberately, that you have created. A lot of self-sabotage, the mind that plays tricks on us, the illusions that we don't see through, fear, attachment, codependencies, a lot of things that we have been brought up with, or we have been taught by our families or friends or teachers, schooling, whatever the conditioning took place, wherever it took place. Like the fear, for instance, walking by yourself alone in the darkness. You cannot do this in every country, especially not in Europe anymore. In Thailand, it's totally different. And I'm like, okay, let's do this. Or you have to be careful of this or that. And we are always so guarded and protected. And I'm very grateful. I'm so grateful that I can let go of these illusions and these fears. And it's the same thing with everything in life. If you don't take a certain amount of risks in our lives and step into our own power or our own being, that is way much more than this flesh and this vessel. It is not only energy, it is something that is so profound that we tend to forget how much power we can have within ourselves. Now, for those of you who are in jobs that you really do not like, in relationships that you don't really, that you're stuck in, if this is business, private, partnerships, I've been there, I've done that. I've done 2 marriages, divorces, various of different relationships. I don't date at the moment. And I've never dated, to be honest. I know, but that is a totally different story. But when you get into this awareness level where you're like, okay, wait a minute. I chose to be in that situation. You're madly in love with someone who is not in love with you. There's no reciprocity. You choose to be in that situation. And it's up to you to let go, to release. Everything in life, as I mentioned last time, that is meant for you will come back to you. Trust. And I feel like many of us have lost this trust. Now, I'm in Kopangan at the moment. There's a lot of spirituality, and I call this always great spiritual bypassing. I know people would not want to hear that, and I started the yoga teacher journey and done all the different 100, 2 hours, 300 trainings. And luckily, I'm very blessed because I have a great teacher, Maya Movisi, and I even now called her up and said, like, hey, I need to do a top up. I need to learn more. Have there been more studies out there in trauma? And, I keep myself updated because we don't know everything. At a certain stage of time, you become, or you are staying a student forever. And it's the same with the Tai Chi, Qigong practice. You continue to learn, you repeat the same forms, the same movements, you repeat. And we human beings just love so much change, don't we? Because we get bored easily. Yeah, because we forgot to be. And we think we need to do all the time. So gratitude. even if you have the hardest lessons and you maybe have to let go of people, jobs, or anything that you really enjoyed or loved, and you let go and you're forced to let go, then the only thing I can say to you there is find gratitude that something better is out there for you. When one door closes, a new one will open. When you leave a relationship, then you make space for someone else to come in. I used to teach this a lot in yoga classes, that you make space for something new to come in. And that's where you can find gratitude. Grieve, be sad, cry, feel the emotions, but don't drown in these emotions and self-victimization. Because emotions and feelings, they can trick us also. And it is important to feel them. However, practice. Do something. Practice yoga, movement, qigong, tai chi, to just clear this mind, this headspace. That is not always our best friend. So gratitude. Before you go to sleep, 5 reasons you're grateful for. When you wake up, first thing. I wake up and I say, thank you for my mom and Joseph to be healthy, for my family to be healthy and being in abundance and love. Thank you for the bed I sleep in, the roof on top of my head, the food on the table. Because there are many times that I did not know I would be in that situation. Thank you for the people I have in my life that I love. My practice, how much I was able to let go in the last 6 months. These are only examples. So find 5 reasons to be grateful for when you wake up and at night. And also for the people who give you a hard time. Any bosses that maybe can be harsh to you, or colleagues, and you have not lost the plot. Be grateful that you were able to respond rather than react. For people in your life that you feel you got rejected or you felt abandoned, gratitude for the lessons you have learned and that you feel more like, okay, I can stand my own person, I be in my own person, and I sit with my own being to not be attached and codependent. Gratitude, the most powerful emotion, that whenever you feel sad, pivot, switch, click the switch, push the button in there and pivot into gratitude. Choose the music that you listen to that is not super sad, that is uplifting, has a higher frequency, 5 to 8 hertz, which is the frequency of love. Plants. Go into nature. Ground yourself. Literally ground your feet on the ground. And sit in the grass. Breathe. Standing around trees. It is so important. So I'm also grateful that tomorrow is my last video I'm filming for the self-care course that is going to be published on Yachting International Radio. I'm very grateful that I managed to find time to do this. It was a very important project for me. It took me 3 years. It was too early 3 years ago, but now I think it's the right time. So watch that space. Check it out. Namaha. Namaste.